Good morning. Hi, how are you? This is Gretchen from Balance to the Core. I have stopped in for a little pop-up surprise Pilates class. It's morning here, and so I thought it would be fun to jump on and give you a little morning class. So if you ever wake up feeling very stiff and achy and your body just doesn't want to get started, this is a great routine to help you sort of energize your body, connect to your breath, and open up all those tight areas of the body. So we're going to take it slow. We are going to really sort of work into all those commonly tight areas of the body. So you might want to rush through this routine, but I really want you to savor each and every moment so that your body in the end is so thankful for all the love that you gave it. Okay, so we are going to start on our mat. So why don't you just head on over to your mat right now? All right. So there are different variations of Pilates, and what's great with Pilates is you can change the tempo and the speed of your workout, and it sort of changes the focus. So what I want you to do is you're just going to lie down on your back for a bit, and we're going to just connect with our breath. So your feet are we can bring them together here, and then just let your body naturally fall into the mat. Let the bones just get heavy there on the mat. You can make some audible breaths. It helps release tension. And then just sort of notice where your body is this morning. See maybe where you feel some maybe strain, tightness, achiness. It's good to sort of connect the body in that way just to see where you are each and every day, because our body is different every single day. So let's see what it needs right now by scanning it. And then I just want you to give deep belly breaths. So as you inhale, you're just going to fill your belly with air. Let it expand. And then exhale. Just let that air come out. One more time, deep belly breath. And then exhale. Good. Now I want you to send the breath to your ribs. So as you inhale, I want you to really let the ribs expand like a 300-degree way out. So inhale. See how the breath changes. Maybe you can fill your lungs a little bit more with this type of breath. So it's out of the belly and into the mid, back, chest, lowest ribs. And then exhale, you're just going to deflate it and allow the ribs to sort of press the air out. You can even place your hands on your ribs. And as you inhale, feel your hands just come apart. Feel them expand every little bit, every last bit of air. We're trying to really stretch out those parts of your lungs that don't get stretched. So stretch them. Every last bit. Come on, I know there's more. And then exhale out through your mouth. Let it deflate. Let every last bit of air deflate. Now take your arms down by your sides and see if you can send the breath to your armpits. So inhale. It's a different kind of sensation, but try to send the air there. And then exhale. Now let's send the air to sort of the upper back and press the upper back into the mat as you breathe in. Good. Now we're going to breathe with our belly scoop. So you're going to notice when you belly scoop, it's going to allow you to place a little bit more air in your lungs. So as we take our belly into our spine, I want you to draw your belly button into the spine, pull everything in. And then I want you to pull your abdominals up away from your pelvis. So you're pulling in as well as up. And as you pull up, they're sort of like pulling up underneath your rib cage. All right, and I want you to keep that without moving your pelvis. Just keep your pelvis down. And now as you inhale, can you try to deepen that scoop? Inhale, pull in, and pull it up through your rib cage, out the crown of your head, and simultaneously try to expand your ribs. And then when you exhale, try to deflate the ribs and deepen your scoop on your belly and keep lifting everything up away from your pelvis. Let every last bit of air out and see how deep you can make your abdominal connection. Breathe in from there, deep belly scoop. Open the ribs. Feel the belly muscles pull away from the pelvis. Feel the lower lobes of your lungs get air. Widen everything. And then exhale. Let it deflate. All right, we're going to add those two principles to our pelvis now. So our pelvis is just sort of flat, hanging out here. So on your next inhale, you're pulling your belly in and up. And then I want you to feel as if you're pushing your heels into the mat and then pulling your heels in towards your seat. But your pelvis isn't moving. Your legs aren't moving. It's just engaging the backs of your legs. I think this is going to feel better if we take our legs apart a little bit, okay? So let your legs come apart a little bit. And then exhale your air out and just maintain your belly scoop. Maintain that connection in the backs of your legs, okay? So that should feel your hamstrings ignite as you're dragging your heels towards your seat. Inhale, scoop. And then I want you to feel as if you're pulling your butt bones towards your heels as we start to rock our pelvis towards us. Now, as your pelvis is towards you, I want you to feel your butt bones pulling towards your hamstrings, towards the backs of your knees. So we have pelvic curled ourselves towards us, but we're releasing our back. We're not tucking and jamming in so that we compress everything. We're sort of just hovering that pelvis off the mat by pulling the seat bones towards our legs, drawing the belly in and away from the legs. So feeling that decompression of the low back. And then you're going to send it down bone by bone. And then you're going to let the weight of the pelvis tuck the other way. So now it's going to arch a little bit. But I want you to feel your seat bones, again, your butt bones pulling towards your heels towards your seat bones. Keep your belly scooped, that belly still pulling in and up away from the chest as you inhale. So it's a nice controlled arch. Keep deepening that belly scoop and lengthening. Come back to center and try it again. Inhale as you deep scoop. Feel the seat bones pull to the backs of your knees. It should feel really good, like you're loosening everything. Go back the other way. Send the seat bones towards your heels, the heels towards your seat bones. And really maintain that belly scoop and that belly pulling away from the pelvis. All right, so now let's just rock back and forth. Inhale. Exhale. Your head will slide up and down a little bit as well as your shoulders. Allow that to happen, just not too much. Now, the reason why I was cueing so much that opposing energy, because a lot of times I see people compressing as they pelvic tuck. I see them lose their belly connection as they arch. So if you can really feel that opposing energy of the belly pulling in and up as the pelvis and seat bones pull the opposite way. Start to make this pelvic tilt a little bit smaller until you find sort of that center position where the pelvis is flat. where we can keep the hip bones and pubic bone just in the same level, on the same level. And when you sort of have found that, keep that, maintain that, and feel sort of how you feel right now. So hopefully that loosened a little bit of low back tension and pressure. On our next inhale, I want you to draw the belly in and up again and just pull your right knee in towards your chest. Allow the pelvis to remain heavy as your seat bones pull in opposition. So as we pull the thigh in, our seat bones pull away from us. Feel that opposing energy, and then it comes down. Other side, we pull it in and take it down. So practice that scoop, practice that breath. Belly pulling in and up, ribs getting wide. Pelvis remaining stable. You should be getting a nice little hip stretch, because as you really ground the pelvis or anchor the pelvis as you pull the thigh in, you're going to get a nice little fold and crease at the hip. And it's going to give it a good stretch. All right, next time you take one leg up, keep it up. Now you got to really inhale here, really inhale, pulling the belly in and up. Keep inhaling as you take the other leg up, and notice, did anything shift in your low back? Hopefully not. Squeeze those thighs together as you exhale. Deepen your scoop, deepen your connection. Take your right leg, inhale as you tap it down. Draw that belly in and up. Find length in your belly, but you're pulling it in. Exhale as you take it back up. Same leg. Inhale as you tap it down. Exhale. So just focus on that belly pulling downward and upward away from your pelvis. Your pelvis away from those abs. Switch your leg. And if you find it's too tough to touch the floor, you just come halfway down. You don't have to touch the floor. But this is a very subtle movement, but intense. Find the connection as you pull in and up. Now squeeze both thighs together here. We're going to try both. Don't touch the ground if you find it's going to arc. So take that inhale, deepen it. Keep inhaling it, pulling it in and up. Don't let anything pooch up. And if touching the floor is too much and your low back lifts, stop right there. Squeeze your thighs and exhale as you come back in. Inhale. Make it slow. You're going to want to rush this. I don't want you to. Feel the deliciousness of that deep scoop. Squeeze your thighs and pull back in on your exhale. Feel those seat bones pull away from your abs and your ribs. But the abs are pulling in and up, that nothing is shifting in that low back. Maybe you can get a little deeper each rep. Maybe not. That's okay. Widen those ribs on your breath. Don't lose those other principles. All right, we're going to try one more time here. And we're going to let it go all the way down. All the way, all the way, all the way till you release the knees down. Good. So now our knees are down. Pull your heels a little bit closer towards your seat. And just let your knees fall to one side, but don't let them come apart. Keep those knees on top of one another. So your opposite leg, your foot is actually going to come off the mat. Your bottom foot is still on the mat. And then sequentially take your body back into center. So like sort of the ribs pull down first, and then the hip, and then you find your center, and we go the other way. We let the knees shift, so your pelvis will shift. Keep those knees on top of each other. Inhale here, breathe deep into your ribs. And then on your exhale, the ribs come first. And then the hips and pelvis, center the feet. All right, so just going side to side. Keep those knees glued. It's almost like your top knee pushes forward a little bit more. Find your own pattern, speed. And still keep those principles. So you're still scooping that belly in and up as you breathe in, still widening the ribs. And see how that just helps you release more. The pelvis is still pulling away from those bellies. The belly, we don't have many bellies. In and up. So as you get that opposition, you're going to feel more release in those tight areas like the low back and hips. In the morning and you're feeling stiff, you don't want to push into things. This subtle, detailed movement is going to be enough to really weaken all of those muscles so you feel a lot better in the end. We're going to do one more each side wherever you are. Feel the pelvis pull away. Get that deeper stretch. Each rep should feel like you're getting deeper. Good. Come to center. Your legs are still together. We're going to reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Really let your shoulders get heavy into the mat. Feel them pulling down into their pockets. Feel your ribs and pelvis heavy. We're going to start to reach our arms back behind us, inhaling. So find that scoop. Inhale, pulling it in and up. Feel the pelvis heavy, pulling away. All right, so we have that. And as we start to reach back, we want to keep the ribs down in the mat. Feel that connection, and you'll stop when you feel like you've had enough. If you go too far, you're going to feel too much pinching in the shoulders. I don't want that. I want you to feel really good here, like a good stretch. And then exhale as you bring it back to center and hold right there. Now let's change our breath pattern. Take an inhale, prepare. Inhale. On your exhale, pull it back and see if that helps you kind of get a little bit further. Sorry, this is live and I didn't. Sorry. Should have turned off my notifications. Hopefully that didn't mess up your focus. Here we go. Exhale as you pull back. So just deepen your connection with your abs. Keep your pelvis and ribs heavy. Elongate the front of your belly as you're doing this. It's not coming from the shoulder. Our shoulder has a lot of rotation in it, but sometimes we overdo it. Most of the time we overdo it, and that's when injury happens. So let the reach come from that deep belly scoop pulling away from the pelvis. All right, let's do one more. Exhale on the way back. Feel your shoulders pulling down into their pockets. You feel that super engagement. You feel so supported from the back and not from the top of the shoulder. Good. And then we're going to take those arms up and bring them down by your sides. Turn to one side. You're going to cradle your head, or you can keep your arm long. All right, and you're going to bend your knees to a 90-degree angle. And we are going to sort of cradle this front head. So get nice and long. All right, so now we're going to open up the top half of our body. So the lower half isn't going to move. Inhale, we're going to open our chest towards the ceiling. And you're going to look over at that elbow as you twist. And then we're going to come back to center as the head comes back last. Okay, so almost let the ribs help open you up. So pull from the ribs. Inhale. And you'll look with your head last. And then exhale. Now your legs shouldn't be moving, but they do have energy in them. So as you inhale, open, this top knee is almost pressing forward as we pull this elbow and shoulder apart. So you get opposing energy. And that opposing energy helps you stretch. Good, let's do one more. Maintain that deep belly scoop. It's still pulling in and up. You haven't lost that. You're still expanding your ribs. And notice how so everything comes from the center when you're giving that breath and belly scoop. Beautiful. And then from here, just turn to your stomach and take your hands down by your sides, okay? And let your legs have a little distance apart between them, okay? And then we want to just really reach the legs long. Again, the legs are reaching and your pelvis is reaching away from your abs and ribs. Draw your belly in. So on your inhale, I want you to give me that deep belly scoop that you've been doing. Pull that belly away from the pelvis from the belly. And then just allow the exhale to deepen your scoop as you pull your ribs in and feel everything connected. So nothing changed from when you were on your back, but now you're on your belly, so it might feel different. On your next inhale, let's start to lift the chest. Inhale, draw that belly in and up, away from the pelvis. Pull your seat bones away from those abs. And then feel yourself sort of push your chest forward because you're lengthening so much. And the head just sort of follows. Inhale. And then on your exhale, pull everything back in, belly, ribs. Anchor that pubic bone. Inhale. Draw the belly in and up. So you're really trying to stretch the belly away from the pelvis as you draw it in. Deepen the front of your body into your spine. Lengthen. Exhale it down. All right, try about 3 more. Only come up to where you're comfortable. If it's just a hover, just come up for a hover. You do not need to come up far, especially in the morning. We don't want to push it, okay? Just keep scanning your body and finding where can I get more length. Can I reach my legs and pelvis further from those abs? Can I reach my abs further away from that pelvis as I draw it in? Maybe chest presses forward a little bit more. One more time. Good. And then just press your heels towards your seat. Slow. Be very kind to your body here. And then just hold right here. And we're going to do a couple of breaths before we twist on the other side. So just give me a nice deep inhale into your back muscles. Widen those ribs like 360 degrees around. And then exhale. One more time. Maybe breathe into a different part of your back. Drop your head down. Good. And then just roll it up. And we're going to go to the other side. Cradle your head. Find a 90-degree angle here, okay? And you can cradle your head. The arm can be long, whatever feels comfortable on your neck so you're not creating tension before you even start. 90-degree angle at the knee and the hip. This arm can cradle or it can reach forward. And initiating with your breath and your belly scoop. That rib opens you up as you inhale. Look at that arm. Exhale as you bring it back to center. Good. Initiate with the rib. Inhale it open. That top knee pushes forward as that elbow pulls away. And each time you do these, you want to get deeper with each rep if you can. See if you can loosen somewhere. Something releases. You got one more. Excellent. And then just turn around onto your back. I'm just going to spin it around here. This side. So you're on your back. Good. And then from here, I want you to squeeze your thighs together and just take your hands behind your low head where it meets the neck, elbows up, and then just find sort of your neutral spine, natural curves of your spine. Take an inhale as you draw your belly in and up, your pelvis away from those abs. And then your exhale, you're deepening your scoop. You're deepening that pulling in and up as you lift the chest. Try not to tuck the pelvis. We're trying to stretch that upper back over our belly. And then roll it back down for a second. and reconnect. Inhale, draw that belly in and up. Open the ribs. Exhale, keep that sensation of that reach away from the pelvis away from those abs as you start to lift your upper body up and over. So it's coming from the abdominals to lift that upper body, where you're going to stay there as we inhale and deepen our belly scoop. Deepen it, stretch it longer away from your pelvis. And then exhale as you lengthen it down even more. One more time. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, deepen it. So it's not coming from your roll over. It's coming from this lift up, which creates like a wave over our belly. We stay there as we deepen the front of our belly and get more length here. Exhale. Come down as we lengthen it, lengthen it, lengthen it. Good. Allow your feet to come a little bit further apart so they're in line with your hip bones. And you're going to take your inhale as you draw that belly in and up. We're going to start to pull the pelvis towards us as we reach our butt bones towards the backs of our knees. Continue that sensation as you start to lift. Those butt bones keep reaching towards the knees as our chest stays heavy. Stay here for an inhale as we draw our belly in and up. Pull the pelvis away from those abs. Feel your length as you scoop. And then from the chest, we just make it go down one bone at a time through that low back. Finding your neutral. Try it again. And inhale, draw it in from the belly, right? We're not tucking and compressing. We're reaching the pelvis towards the backs of our knees. Good. Keep stretching those thighs away towards the opposite wall. Keep your chest heavy and your belly scooped. Take an inhale up here as we draw it in and up even further. Find more length. Exhale it down. Hopefully you can feel each bone going down a little bit more. Hopefully I loosened you up a little bit. Relieve some of that tension. All right, one more time. It feels nice when you're loose and you can kind of get through those parts that normally are stiff. Inhale, really open the ribs, deepen your belly scoop. Maybe can you get a little bit more length of your pelvis away? Good. I'm going to do one more time and just focus on the upper back a little bit. See how you're feeling there. So as you press up, you press your palms down. Press your palms down into the floor and see if you can get into those triceps a little bit. And then find your back muscles here. You can do ignite those back muscles so we can open up the chest here. Really release those shoulders. Good. Let's stay for an inhale. Draw the belly in and up. Feel more openness in your chest. And then softly make it go down. Good. All right, now see how your body feels. Does it naturally kind of find its neutral? Hopefully you feel like a little like release, but we got to get some side bending in. So grab one thigh into your chest, pull your chin to your chest and come on up. Good. So I'm going to do a little mermaid legs, but if that's not comfortable for you, you can go into like a diamond shape. You can do crisscross applesauce, sort of whatever feels good for you. But let's get some side bending in and then we'll be done. So hopefully you feel really good and rejuvened so far. So we're just going to take one arm up. We're going to take it behind our head, elbow reaching wide. And I want you to inhale as you come over. Now notice you're up now. So we got to pull that belly in and up. We're not against gravity, so it takes a little bit more energy. And then as we go to the side, can you open that rib up more? Can you reach it to the side as you inhale? Take your elbow up to the sky maybe. Deepen it. And then exhale as you come back up. Try that again. Pull it in and up, right? We always have that. Your pelvis is heavy the other way. Inhaling. Opening this lung that's on the side of that rib. Elbow up. Good, and come back. Don't overdo it. It is the morning time, so just have your breath really create more of the stretch than like you physically pushing into it. So can you feel the lung help get that stretch deeper. And as the lung tries to expand, the rib opens more. And as the rib opens more, it creates that stretch. Good. Come up. And then we'll just do one over to the other side just to get a nice, good reach. Just a nice diagonal here. Good. And come up. Okay. So now I'm going to switch the other way. So we're going to that tight side. But if you're crisscross applesauce or diamond shape, it's going to feel the same, but that's all right. Keep your hand behind your head, your elbow wide. So let the breath guide you, right? So I'm pulling in and up. And then I'm taking my body over, but I'm still getting that up and then pressing into the rib. Elbow up to the sky. Maybe head into your hand a little bit. There's always somewhere to find a subtle difference that really changes the stretch and exercise. And then come back up. Okay, try that again. Initiating from the belly, always from that belly scoop. You can do that in your real life too. When you're driving your car, when you're going for a walk. Deepen that belly in and up. And then it's not overly so. It's just an engagement. We don't want to ever stress or tense up or over squeeze. You feel that lung really open the rib even more. Maybe your elbow up to the sky more. Good. All right, we got one more. Good. So you can see how your breath can really create stretch in your body. Your belly scoop can, and that's where it's safe stretching, where you're stretching and strengthening at the same time. Come to center. Good. And I'm just going to sort of sit here for a second and just scan my body and see how I feel. And hopefully you feel more awake and more loose. All right. I want you to just get up and walk around after this class and just pay attention to how you feel and how those details made your body feel. When we really give ourselves this self-care where we're really in tune and slow and intentional, it can feel so delicious and so good on your body, because you want to be careful in the morning when you're feeling stiff. You don't want to push into any stretches or overwork your body. All right. So from here, let's just all together so we can close out this class together. Take an inhale, pull your palms up, find that energy and pull that energy right into your palms. Can you feel that? And then on your exhale, just take that energy right into your heart center and take that with you for the rest of your day, because you did an amazing job today. Thank you so much for being here with me. And please subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet, and press that bell so you get notified whenever I come here. Would love to have you. So thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Take care. I forgot I'm live. Usually I go and cut it, but I'm live and here with you. I could have just kept staying there. Bye, guys. Oh, the loveliness of live, right? Thanks for being here. Take care.